can take your video off too. Yeah, that's fine. Just as long as you have your presentation on the screen.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I hope the presentation is visible.
Yes, we can see it. Take it away.
Sure. So, yeah. Hello, everyone. I am Rishabh Shah, and we are Team Becquerel from IIT Madras, India. Sterlite Power, being a leader in integrated power transmission solutions, deals with the risk of quality defects and safety incident on an everyday basis. However, the challenge which they are facing is the implementation of behavior-based safety methods. The current existing solution include manual check by safety supervisors and manual data connection on paper. However, these methods have limitation of human tendency to overlook critical details, and it becomes tedious to record and compare existing data over a long period of time. Hence, we have come up with a three-step solution. The first one being observing behavioral patterns through cameras and surveys on an application which you propose to develop. The second step being using an AI-powered software to analyze the collected data and find the critical issues in quality and safety defect. And the third step being the supervisor educating the workers on better practices to take and, follow better safety practices.
So the formal term for the process that helps workers identify safe versus unsafe behavior is behavior-based safety, BBS. BBS is typically done in a three-part model: observe, measure, manage, and our solution also fits into this model. I'll be talking about observe. So this would be watching worker behavior. Currently, this observation is done only manually by the safety supervisors, but we propose that this be done both manually and with the help of cameras with AI. There are typically two types of situations under which work takes place: regular everyday work, and we have critical situations. For regular everyday work, we suggest that along with the manual check by the safety inspector, a camera supported by AI software would also check this. So for example, workers would stand in front of a camera which records the data into a database and alerts the safety officer if any inconsistency is found. We believe that live monitoring is too expensive for everyday use. The cameras would be installed in appropriate locations like the ground or the tower itself, and they would record for certain time periods like 6 hours, a shift. For critical operations, the solutions might be dependent on work conditions like harsh weather conditions, unstable hill slopes, or any other situation where the company might want a remote expert to watch over the worker. So in such a situation, we believe that it's a good idea to have drones and cameras, and the footage would be analyzed live using the AI software and would also be sent to an expert viewing remotely, such as in his office in a big city. And having these three levels of monitoring should help guide the worker to stay vigilant at all times.
Moving on to the next step of behavioral-based safety, measurement. Unsafe behaviors are said to both directly and indirectly contribute to 90% of all workplace accidents and incidents. BBS is an ongoing process, so to see good results from the approach, continuous evaluation of workers based on safety-based performance need to be done. We can have a qualitative measurement and develop quantitative model based on our findings. Weekly questionnaires and surveys are to be conducted to measure behavioral constructs such as risk-taking or negative effectivity. Using the mobile phone app, supervisors will grade workers on a day-to-day basis, which will act as a safety performance measure in our model. We will begin with a hypothesized accident model path diagram to understand the relations between variables such as risk-taking, safety performance, negative effectivity of workers, and the extent of work injuries. With high-low plots and t-tests, we can explore the differences between behavioral characteristics of accident-involved and non-involved workers. How the differences can cause accidents or injuries in sterlite construction sites are estimated through structural equation modeling. We have given the example of accidental path model study conducted with the workers of mining industry, and we have given the research paper as a reference. The findings contribute to the design of safety programs, including safety training, which would be behaviorally motivated.
These observations and measurements will improve the management of the safety programs. The employees will be incentivized to follow the rules through positive reinforcement and performance-based rewards. For example, promotion as a safety leader. Recordings from the work sites can be compared with safety drills and improvements can be suggested. Employees will also undergo regular training sessions and awareness programs from experts. These technological improvements will have reasonable costs and are one-time investments. They will have a significant impact in terms of saving lives and reversing accident damage. Keeping in mind the scarcity of resources, the solution is very scalable and cost competitive. The portability of all the resources makes it easier to reuse them. On a concluding note, safety is a non-negotiable aspect of the job. Considering the complex nature of the problem, only an array of initiatives can address it. An inclusive approach involving all levels of employees and management is the way forward. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And let's have 5 minutes of question and answer.
Great, thanks, Andrea. Great presentation, guys. I think on the scalability part, so the costing that you have put here, I think some of this is per unit, right, per location. And I would imagine the AI software system is like one across everything. How would this number scale with number of locations?
Yes, that's right. We believe that actually many large-scale companies like yours already have many of these features. Maybe not AI, but at least cameras. You probably already use them for another purpose, and these can be repurposed for this. Drones, for example, are already used by many American and large companies, like large countries like Russia, where you have to fly long distances to check if power lines have been installed correctly. So drones are already being used for purposes like that, and we believe that these can actually be repurposed over here. But yeah, you're right. These are per cost for the camera, per cost for the drone. But AI is a total cost, one-time cost.
Okay, Rishabh, you talked about this observing, right? Using CC camera, AI software, drone, mobile applications. There are different components you are using to observe the data. Have you given a thought as to how you segregate what kind of behaviors are best suited for some of these kind of things, or it's like everything doing every job? Or is there a specific purpose of a CCTV camera will be doing certain things, drone will be doing? Is there a segregation like that? Have you given any thought like that?
Yes, sir. For the drones, and like we have proposed two solutions. First is that we may use drones for critical operations and on-ground cameras for normal solutions, for normal problems, normal solutions. So the normal on-ground cameras can be used only for detecting whether they have put their helmet on or whether they have their suit on. However, the drones can even be used for checking whether the person who is on height, is he properly equipped or not. So I mean, yes, we had given a thought about the segregation because it will be more efficient if we use the different solutions for different purposes rather than using each solution for every problem.
So based on your study, all these components are good enough to capture all the types of behaviors that you are trying to do in the initial model, or still they are limited?
We found a company which actually already does a large part of this and has many of these actually implemented. I think Abhirami has the name of that. I think it's called Ryton. And she was looking at what they have already installed. I think Abhirami can talk about this.
Yes, sir. Ryton is a company that we checked. The company uses the same AI software in construction sites, and they have actually achieved a lot of success and decrease in injuries or any other problems regarding unsafe conditions that has actually been proved and shown. So we refer to that, and also adding on, we can use drones to check unsafe conditions as well when we are erecting the tower. And any unsafe conditions, drones is the better use because CCTV would not be would be focused on the workers, while drones can cover a lot of more area. Yeah.
Along with this visual images which we plan to take up with drones and cameras, we also propose a mobile app or another application sort of thing um, where the the surveys can be conducted on the applications about the general questionnaire about safety concerns. As in, there can be questionnaires to workers, as in if something like this happens on ground. Suppose you found say for example, a machine working on ground. So what will you do, or what measures you need to take? So such kind of questions can also be asked on app. So that will cover the on ground and other aspects of safety as well, as in not only images.
One other thing about the app, which is the biggest feature in our opinion, is that we can coordinate data across work sites. So currently the biggest problem is that data is being recorded with pen and paper, and that you have to load this onto a computer system. It's really tedious. But if you use everything using an app, and everything is directly done using an app, you can coordinate across work sites, across time. It'll be easy to compare data and so on.
See, one more question is with regard to the drone, right? That seems to be the biggest cost in your cost equation. Now, if you remove the drone, would your entire system or framework still be as effective, or how sensitive it is to the drone?
So most of the functions will still work. Only the excess provisions which we had provided during critical situations may not be as effective, but the regular operation monitoring should work smoothly.
Because majority of the safety concerns which are targeting are on ground. I mean, whenever the workers enter, the drone is mostly to detect a high level, as in height concerns and concerns similar to that. So our other two solutions should work well, even though we don't implement drone.
And
Great.
in terms of your,
I'm
okay,
sorry,
Bhavna.
but we're running a little bit behind. But thank you, Team Pacaro, for your presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'm going to admit the
Thank
next
you.
team, and we'll have them get their presentation ready.